Picture this. It's a hot summer day. You pull into a McDonald's drive-thru, craving a McFlurry. You place your order, and then you hear the words that have become one of the biggest jokes in America. "Sorry, the ice cream machine is broken." Millions of customers have heard this exact phrase. It's become so common that entire websites track which McDonald's locations have working ice cream machines. But here's the surprising part. The machines usually aren't broken. At least not in the way most people think. Behind this fast food mystery lies a story involving secret diagnostics, frustrated franchise owners, a startup called Kitch, corporate pushback, lawsuits, and a nationwide battle over the right to repair. And once you understand the real story, you'll never look at a McFlurry the same way again. The machine behind every McFlurry. Most McDonald's restaurants in the United States use soft-serve machines made by Taylor. These aren't simple ice cream dispensers. They're sophisticated food processing machines. Every day, they must cool, mix, freeze, and dispense soft serve while also meeting strict food safety standards. To prevent bacteria growth, the machines perform an automatic heat treatment cycle. During this process, the machine heats the mix to a specific temperature and then cools it back down. In theory, it's a smart system. In reality, it's where many problems begin. If anything goes wrong during the cleaning cycle, the machine can shut itself down. Instead of displaying a simple explanation, it often produces confusing error messages that employees don't understand. The machine may need to restart the entire process. That can take hours. To customers, it looks broken. To employees, it feels broken. But often, it's simply locked out by its own software. Why franchise owners were frustrated. Imagine owning a McDonald's restaurant. Your ice cream machine suddenly stops serving customers. You know something is wrong, but the machine won't clearly tell you what. Instead, you're presented with technical error codes. In many cases, franchise owners couldn't diagnose the issue themselves. They often had to call an authorized technician. That meant waiting, sometimes for hours, sometimes longer. During that time, the restaurant couldn't sell cones, sundaes, shakes, or McFlurries. For franchise owners, that wasn't just annoying. It cost money. A lot of money. Many operators believed the biggest issue wasn't that the machines failed too often. The problem was that diagnosing and fixing even small issues was unnecessarily difficult. Then, in 2019, a startup appeared with what seemed like the perfect solution. Enter Kitch. The company was called Kitch. Its founders believed they could solve the ice cream machine problem without changing the machines themselves. Their solution was surprisingly simple. They created a small device that connected to the machine and translated its internal data into clear, understandable information. Instead of seeing a cryptic error code, restaurant operators could see what was actually wrong. The device could also provide alerts and diagnostic information before major problems occurred. For many franchise owners, it was exactly what they had been waiting for. Kitch quickly gained attention. Restaurants using the device often reported less downtime and faster troubleshooting. For the first time, operators felt they had visibility into a machine that had long been a mystery. The future looked promising. Then, everything changed. The corporate response. As Kitch became more popular, concerns began emerging. McDonald's and others raised questions about connecting third-party devices to equipment involved in food production. The company warned franchisees about using unauthorized devices. McDonald's stated that there were potential safety and security concerns. Many franchise owners interpreted these warnings seriously. Some stopped using Kitch. Others delayed adopting it altogether. For a startup whose business depended on restaurant adoption, the impact was significant. Kitch argued that its technology helped operators understand and maintain equipment more effectively. But the conflict was no longer about diagnostics. It had become a battle over access. Who should control the data generated by the machines? The manufacturer, the corporation, or the people who actually owned and operated the restaurants? That question would soon lead to court. The lawsuit. In 2021, Kitsch filed a lawsuit against McDonald's. The company alleged that statements made about its product harmed its business and reputation. McDonald's denied wrongdoing. The legal battle attracted national attention because it touched on a much larger issue. The dispute wasn't really about ice cream anymore. It was about whether owners of complex equipment should be able to access the information needed to repair and maintain it. And that debate was already spreading across multiple industries. The bigger right-to-repair movement. The McDonald's ice cream machine story happened at exactly the right moment. Across America, consumers were becoming increasingly frustrated with repair restrictions. Farmers complained they couldn't repair modern tractors without manufacturer approval. Independent phone repair shops struggled to access parts and software tools. Vehicle owners faced similar challenges. The common theme was simple. Modern products were increasingly controlled by software, and software can be locked. Even when someone legally owns a device, they may not have access to the information required to fix it. This became known as the right-to-repair movement. Supporters argued that owners should be able to diagnose, repair, and maintain the products they purchase. Manufacturers often argued that restrictions help protect safety, reliability, cybersecurity, and intellectual property. The debate quickly gained momentum, and the humble McDonald's ice cream machine became one of its most recognizable symbols. Government attention. As public awareness grew, regulators began paying closer attention to repair restrictions. The issue eventually reached federal agencies and policymakers. One important development came through exemptions granted under copyright rules that expanded protections for certain repair-related activities involving software-enabled equipment. To supporters of right to repair, this represented a major step forward. It suggested that accessing diagnostic information for legitimate repair purposes should not automatically be treated as a violation. The ruling didn't solve every problem, but it reflected a broader shift in thinking. More policymakers were beginning to ask whether consumers and business owners deserved greater control over the products they owned. The truth about the broken machines. So what's the real answer? Why are McDonald's ice cream machines always broken? The reality is more complicated than the joke. Sometimes they are genuinely broken. Like any machine, parts fail. But many outages happen for different reasons. The machine may be stuck in a cleaning cycle. It may have failed a safety check. It may be displaying an error that employees can't interpret. It may be waiting for maintenance that could potentially be performed faster if operators had better diagnostic tools. In many cases, the issue isn't mechanical failure. It's a lack of visibility. The machine knows something is wrong. The people operating it often don't know exactly what that problem is, and that can turn a minor issue into hours of downtime. Why this story matters. At first glance, this seems like a funny fast food mystery. But that's not why people became fascinated by it. The story resonates because it reflects something much bigger. Almost everything we use today contains software. Cars, appliances, phones, medical equipment, farm machinery, even ice cream machines. As products become smarter, they also become more controlled. And that raises an important question. When you buy something, how much control should you actually have over it? Should you be allowed to diagnose it, repair it, modify it, or should those decisions remain in the hands of manufacturers? The answers will shape the future of ownership in the digital age. Conclusion. The next time you hear someone joke about a broken McDonald's ice cream machine, you'll know there's more to the story. What looks like a simple equipment failure is actually the result of technology, business interests, software restrictions, and a larger battle over repair rights. The Kitsch controversy pulled back the curtain on a system that most customers never knew existed. It revealed how something as ordinary as ordering a McFlurry could become part of a national conversation about ownership and control, and perhaps that's the biggest surprise of all. The mystery was never really about ice cream. It was about who gets access to the tools and information needed to fix the things we depend on every day. Because sometimes the machine isn't broken. Sometimes the system around it is. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Should companies be required to provide repair access to the products people own? Thanks for watching.